I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Education of Homewood School District 153 for Monday, June 7th, 2021. We have some kids in the audience. Come on up. I need you to help me call the meeting to order.
Hi.
Oh, this is cool. You guys will like this. You guys will, yeah.
Do you know what to do with this? Oh, yeah. You get to gavel us in. Hit it hard. Want to do it? Go ahead. Awesome. Now we are in order. Thank you so much. It's official. Roll call, please.
Mr. Booth? Mrs. Marks?
Here.
Mrs. Buffet? Here. Mr. Schmidt?
Here.
Mr. Zinnerman?
Here.
Mrs. Havercorn?
Here.
Mr. Bosch?
Here.
Mrs. President?
We have approval of minutes from the regular board meeting of May 10th, 2021. Are there any additions or corrections to that set of minutes? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have future dates. Any?
The big future date is summer school, which starts a week from today. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but that's the biggest upcoming date that we have.
Okay, thank you. And I would be remiss if I did not welcome Dr. Scott McAllister to our table informally this month and formally next month.
Thank you.
We're thrilled that you're here, but
Thank
we'll
you.
talk more about that.
Thrilled to
in
be
July.
here.
Okay, good deal. And do we have any presentations tonight?
We do not.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience who is here to address the board on any items that are not on tonight's agenda? Oh, Mr. Anderson, come on up.
I have a proclamation for Dr. Mitchell.
Would you like a microphone? Okay.
Thank you, Ron. Can I do this or no? Okay, all right, good enough. So hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. It doesn't say that on here. I had it on. We have a proclamation recognizing Dr. Mitchell for his many years of service. I will go ahead and read this. This is from Homewood Flossmoor Community High School, and we passed this at our May board meeting. Whereas Dr. Dale Mitchell has dedicated 27 years of excellent service to Homewood School District 153, and whereas Dr. Dale Mitchell honorably served in positions of principal, business manager, assistant principal, and as superintendent for the last 18 years, and whereas Dr. Dale Mitchell has demonstrated his commitment to young learners building the rich tradition of Homewood schools, and whereas Dr. Dale Mitchell, through his leadership, caring, and collaborative efforts, has built a culture of respect and trust among students, staff, and community, and whereas Dr. Dale Mitchell will long be remembered as someone who always took the time to listen, and whereas Dr. Dale Mitchell was the visionary force in creating STEM programs for all Homewood students, and whereas Dr. Dale Mitchell has built a remarkable relationship and friendship with all stakeholders within the Homewood community, and whereas Dr. Dale Mitchell was instrumental in obtaining the community's support in passing 2 referendum with a vote return of 80% both times, and whereas Dr. Dale Mitchell has been a proven educator and leader who has left a legacy that is, quote, all about the kids, unquote. And be it therefore known on this 18th day of May 2021 that the Board of Education of Homewood Flossmoor Community High School District 233, its administration and staff, present to Dr. Dale Mitchell their commendation, congratulations, and sincere appreciation for his 27 years of service to the Homewood Flossmoor community. Thank you.
Thank you to HF, and we will make sure that he gets this. Thanks. And welcome back. Welcome back, by the way. You're welcome. Anyone else in the audience here to address the board on any items that are not on tonight's agenda? Okay, are there any responses to questions or concerns from previous meetings?
None.
And do any board members have any reports?
Yes, so the Educational Progress Committee met a couple of weeks back, and we went over with Mrs. Schnoor grading policies at Churchill that will be in the works, some changes, and we'll have more information on that to come.
Great, thank you. Any other board members? All righty. Superintendents report.
Well, this is an exciting time. Last week, we were able to celebrate the end of the school year, and we're all aware that it was a school year like no other. So last Thursday was the final day with students and staff, and walking around the building today, it was a noticeably more quiet place. So I'd like each principal just to share briefly any end of the year thoughts, how things went. We'll go ahead and start with Ms. Lawson from Willow.
Thank you. We had our retiree car parade, and of course, it was on the day that it was raining and like sub-zero temperatures in the end of May, but we persevered and it was still fun. We had our end of the year ACES celebration, and it was wonderful because while our gym teachers were on top of the hill, our remote students were able to come too. So we had almost a full building for the first time in a year. So we were all just elated. We had a family who used to live across from Willow Hill on Highland named Wellners, and their daughter passed unexpectedly and was pregnant at the time, so they also lost their granddaughter. So they had contacted us about planting a tree in her memory, and we did that 2 weeks ago. And we had a great surprise from PTA last week. Towards the end of the week, the teachers were all gifted these beautiful baskets of flowers from PTA and from Home Depot, which was just a great way to go into a warm weekend. So thank you to both of them.
Very good. Thank you, Ms. Lawson. Ms. Schnorr, Churchill.
Yeah, as we wrapped up the school year, we were able to host some special step-up night events for our Rising Bulldogs. It was really great for all of those who were able to join us in the building. Our fifth graders actually led the student tours, and they took the students around the building. We had smaller groups, and then we provided some information for those families and students who are going to be coming to us next school year. So that was a really great event. We were able to celebrate, we invited our students and families to an end of the year kickball celebration. We had a great turnout. It was a wonderful way for us to connect and kind of celebrate the end of the school year. So that was a very special event. And then we also had a staff celebration. Our staff too really enjoyed the donations from PTA and Home Depot. And yeah, that's how we wrapped up the year. It was a wonderful way to wrap up the year. We sent out a recognition celebration of third, fourth, and fifth graders that demonstrated academic excellence, academic growth, and their best bulldog behavior throughout the school year. So that was a great way to recognize our students as well.
Thank you, Ms. Schnorr. And then Ms. Johnson is not here this evening. As you might imagine, our administrators struggle at times to take their vacation days. So we are incredibly happy that she got her vacation, one of her vacation days anyway today. So I'll go ahead and just share a few things about James Hart. They did have all three of their grade levels attend Camp Manitoqua in Frankfurt. And the first day it was overcast, but no rain. The second day it was cold and rainy, and the third day was beautiful. So depending on what grade level you were in, you got a different experience. But the feedback from that trip was outstanding. Everyone really, really talked about how much the kids enjoyed themselves. We also had field days for 6th and 7th grade at the end of the year. There were about 175 kids that came back, which is a great turnout for those students. And again, beautiful days for them. And then finally, I know all of you on the board were able to take part in the graduation video. And I know you were able to see the finished product. It was a really, really well done thing for our students, our 8th graders who are moving on to the high school. So that was a wonderful way for them to conclude what is an otherwise maybe disappointing 8th grade year in some respects for them. In terms of summer school, I mentioned that earlier. So summer school officially begins next Monday, June 14th. And we're really excited. I know a lot of you have heard about the federal money that's been given to schools to try to support students who may have struggled academically with remote learning. And so we are really excited to be able to share that we have over 400 students who are enrolled for summer school starting next week. And incredibly, 40 teachers have signed up to teach. And it's been very difficult. If you watch the media at all, it's been very difficult to get teachers to sign up. It's one thing to say we'd love to offer robust summer school programs, and we obviously do. The challenge is our staff has worked so incredibly hard this year that they have earned the vacation that they are now entering into. So to have 40 of our own teachers say that they're excited and willing to come in and work with our kids this summer is really, really great. So we look forward to welcoming them next Monday. Another nice thing that we're able to offer this year is busing for our summer school students. We've never been able to do that before, but with the additional federal money, we're able to offer busing for our students to help them get here. And then the other thing is, because we've had such a robust turnout, it is disappointing for us to be able to say we will not be able to offer the enrichment summer school that we had hoped to be able to offer to our families. So we will be notifying them later this evening by email that we simply weren't able to get more than 40 teachers. That's still an incredible number of staff, but we even posted those positions externally. Simply were not able to get outside applicants because, again, it is a problem that is universal in terms of staffing positions. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is just preparation for the fall. So at this point, registration opened in mid-April. We have about 73% of our families have submitted applications. We're still looking for the other 28%, so we'll be sending out follow-ups to them. And then this Friday, I'm sure you heard Governor Pritzker is expected to announce the Phase 5 reopening for the state. And so in terms of the implications for schools, we are looking to see how that impacts us. I expect there to be some changes in the existing guidance for schools. We just don't know exactly what or when that will happen. So I've been told by the end of June is when we can expect that guidance. And then last but not least, to help us return in the fall, we are exploring testing for our students for COVID. So we've been given free Binax Now rapid tests. So if we have people who are symptomatic, we can get them tested and get their close contacts tested to make sure that we don't have positive cases in the building. And then the other thing is Tier 1 and Tier 2 schools are being offered the Shield, Illinois testing, which is testing for all students at no charge. And so we're excited to be able to explore that. We met with their representatives last week and should have more details coming to you soon about that. So that's where we are. And again, a summer full of preparation.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I do want to make one comment about graduation. We had several student speakers, both recent graduates, this year's graduates, and we always invite someone from the previous class to come and speak. And they always put every adult that speaks to shame. They were absolutely remarkable and so mature. Their comments, just, you would think they were coming from someone with many, many more years of life. Okay, consent agenda items. We have 3 consent agenda items tonight. The first is the personnel report. Is there anything you want to highlight?
Well, our principals have been busy this spring interviewing candidates. Again, you've heard about the teacher shortage, so we are fighting very, very hard to get the best high-quality staff that we can, and our principals have done a great job of bringing forth some really, really strong candidates to join our staff for the fall. So we're excited to bring them on board and look forward to starting with some people who are right out of college, brand new into the teaching profession, but also several people who bring years of experience to us.
Great, thank you. And are there any questions on the personnel report?
No.
Okay. We need to pay the usual and customary bills for July 2021. Any questions on that? And we need to approve the appointment of authorized IMRF agent. Any questions? All right. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Moved upon the recommendation of the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda as presented in items 10A, 10B, and 10C.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bosch?
Yes.
Mrs. Fay?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mrs. Havercorn?
Yes.
Mrs. Luke?
Yes.
Mrs. Marks?
Yes. Motion carries. We have several action agenda items tonight. The first is the second payment of May 2021 bills and the first payment of June 2021 bills. Any questions on the bills? Is there a motion to approve?
Moved upon the recommendation of the chief school business official and the superintendent that the Board of Education authorize the second payment of May 2021 bills and the first payment of June 2021 bills in an amount not to exceed $2,090,431.04.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DeFay?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mrs. Havenhorst?
Yes.
Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Mr. Bosch?
Yes.
Mrs. Marks?
Yes. Motion carries. We have a item to award food service and meat product bids for the 2021-2022 school year. Are there any questions? Is there a motion to approve?
Moved upon the recommendation of the food service director and the chief school business official that the Board of Education award the grocery and meat products to Performance Food Service, Fox, Montgomery, Illinois, at a cost not to exceed $156,916.34 for the 2021-2022 school year, and the student milk to Cloverleaf Farms, Crestwood, Illinois, at an approximate monthly amount of $3,958.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes for the milk.
Mrs. Havenhorst?
Yes.
Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Mr. Bosch?
Yes.
Mrs. DeFay?
Yes.
Mrs. Marks?
Yes. Motion carries. We have employment. Would you like to go over that list, Dr. McAllister?
Yes, we are excited to be able to bring several staff members on board.
Go through each one.
What?
Want me to go through each one? Yeah.
We are looking to employ a new evening custodian to replace one who left, Mr. Aceves. And then at Churchill School, we have Nikia Norman for a 5th grade position, Elise Ivetic for a 4th grade position, Vanita Doss for a special education assistant, and Maggie Palomo, who is a 153 graduate and a HF graduate. She will be joining us as a perm sub at Churchill. At Willow, we have Shannon Cotter, another 153 alum and HF alum, Angela Buell, and Lauren Johnson as a STEM teacher, and Katie Schultz will be joining Willow as a kindergarten assistant, and she was at James Hart this year as an assistant. And then at James Hart, we have Andrew Robinson. So one of the positions that has been very, very challenging to find quality people is EL teachers. And Andy will be joining us from the state of Michigan. His family is relocating here. So Ms. Johnson did a great job of locating that individual and bringing him on board to join James Hart next year.
Great, thank you. Any questions? Is there a motion?
Moved upon the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Education approve the employment of Jamie Aceves, effective May 17, 2021, and Nikia Norman. Elise Avetic, Vanita Dawes, Shannon Cotter, Angela Boulay, Lauren Johnson, Andrew Robinson, Margaret Palomo, forgive me, and Catherine Schultz, effective August 17, 2021, upon the terms recommended by the superintendent, conditioned only upon receipt of a satisfactory background report and upon receipt no later than July 13, 2021, of evidence of proper legal qualifications for the position to be filled.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mrs. Havenhorst?
Yes.
Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Mr. Bosch?
Yes.
Mrs. DeFay?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Marks?
Yes,
All ayes.
motion carries. Do we have any discussion items tonight? Anyone? No? Okay. Any written communication to the board?
Yes, ma'am. And I will just preface this by saying I'm glad I read these before tonight, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to hold myself together. So the first one is to the amazing 153 Board of Education. Thank you. Dear HSD 153 Board of Education and Homewood community, it has been an honor and privilege to serve Homewood schools for the past 27 years. Your kindness, friendship, and support has meant a great deal to me and my family. I was overwhelmed during the last 2 weeks of school with all the various celebrations, cards, letters, and gifts. I must admit that I enjoyed the recognition and attention a little more than I thought I would, since it is not in my nature to seek it out personally. I have to assume it is COVID-related, since the past 14 months have been the most stressful and challenging in my career. I leave the superintendency hopeful that you feel that I led us through this pandemic with grace and compassion. I will forever treasure my time in 153. Love, Dale. Strong, proud, loyal, 153 forever. And the second one. To the Homewood 153 school board members, thank you for thinking of me and sharing with me mementos of your support, well wishes, and most of all, your love that has been the best representation of our, quote, Homewood way. I will always cherish your saying thank you to me and what my family in Homewood 153 has meant to me these past 16 years in the district. Please know that memories of you will always be in my heart, as I hope I will always be in yours. I know that you will continue to make sure all children will learn and all children will be served. I know you will continue to strive to make sure the students and families of Homewood 153 find inspiration, seeing themselves reflected in the soul and spirit of Homewood 153. You rock. You will always be appreciated, Greg.
Well, I can see why you needed to read those first. Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Yes, you changed.
Remember?